thought you guys only said you watched my videos. You're actually doing it. Anyway, this week I am doing a comedy show. Clean comedy show. Which, if you know me very well, you know I'm not the best guy to be doing a comedy show. Cause if you know me, you know I'm not funny. I'm not funny. I just do stupid stuff and I think it's funny. But if you're gonna put it truthfully, I'm really about as dry as a cracker. And I'm really kind of boring. But I'm trying to do a comedy show anyway. See if I can get out of that boringness. You be the judge of that. You tell me how funny I was. And I hope I'm kind of funny with this. I'm just going to tell some funny stories, funny jokes. And we're just going to talk a little bit about some stuff, comedy, blah, blah, blah in general. And I'm going to tell you a couple stories from this list. I've been writing up a list of funny stories. And I'm going to tell you 3 of those stories. And I think it's a good idea to make a list of funny stuff that's happened in your life, because then you can look at it and you're like, dude, I don't remember that. Well, it was pretty funny. And, you know, and then you just feel better and you start laughing at random things. But anyway, I'm rambling. But some of you are laughing already, okay? And that's a good sign. I mean, it doesn't make sense, but anyway, let's get into our first story. Okay. The year was 2014, and I was at North Carolina teen camp. Now, it's kind of odd because that year I was friends with the janitor. Okay. That's an interesting friendship, and let me tell you now from experience, when you're friends with the janitor, being friends with janitors means they're going to ask you to do a couple things with them, or if you're friends with them, you're going to hang out with them and have to help him clean up and stuff. And my janitor friend might be watching this now. Hi, Josh. Anyway, I was friends with the janitor, and so I helped him out with a couple things every now and then. So anyway, one day he's going around cleaning up, and then he starts cleaning the bathrooms. A few of you know where this is going already. Anyway, don't worry, this is a clean story. But anyway, we first went to the men's restroom. I just stayed out, went in there, checked to make sure everything was clean. It was clean, so we came back out. And then we went to the women's restroom. Yeah. So, went in there, made sure there's nobody in there. And so, then I found out something I never knew about the women's restroom in that place. Apparently, when you first open the restroom door, instead of the restroom, there's this cushy little sitting room. So, Josh got to clean the bathroom, and I got to clean the sitting room. So, I'm wiping off the mirror, maybe dusting off a seat or something. And I just sit down because there's nothing else for me to do in there. So, I just sit in there, wait for the janitor to finish in the bathroom. And then the door opens. This girl walks in. She wasn't much for talking, but looks told me everything. She gave me one of the weirdest looks I've ever seen. Anyway, I quickly explained myself. I'm like, oh, me and my janitor friend, we're cleaning the bathroom right now. Sorry, but you're going to have to come back later. And so she left. Leaned back again. Then the door opened again. Oh, dude. Oh, man. Anyway, this person that walked in, I happened to know. Oh, man. And let's just say she knows how to talk, okay? And so, she's like, what are you doing in the bathroom? And I'm like, I'm just cleaning the bathroom. Just give us a couple minutes in here. And so, she left. We're good. Nobody else came in. Then I got an idea. Like, what if the girl, I had this crush on a girl for like 3 years and never met her. I'm like, what if she comes in now? I get to meet her finally. But then, what if we did become friends or something and people were like, where did you two meet? In the bathroom. Yeah, that'd be kind of embarrassing. Anyway, so that's my funny story number 1. You know, just stories like that. They're just funny. They make you laugh. Some of you are laughing already, and if you're not laughing, then start laughing right now. And comedy just affects the body, you know. It's being shown now that comedy makes you healthier. And so if you're an unhealthy person, just start laughing. Start larfing at absolutely nothing. You know, the Artemis Ward, that's what it was. There's this dude named Artemis Ward. He wrote this thing, and he spelled laughing, larfing. That's what he spelled it. So just start larfing at nothing, and then you'll just start larfing because you're larfing at nothing. Anyway, you know, you'll feel better when you do that, and it really does make you healthier. Anyway, I'm just rambling on. So let's go ahead and go to our next story. Next story is called Chicken Revenge. Man, this is one of my favorite stories to tell. You know, when I was a little kid, I used to like animals a lot. I still like animals a lot. And I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I like chickens so much that my sisters started calling me Bird Brain. Yeah. Don't larf at that, okay? Because that ain't larfable. Anyway, and so, you know, as a little kid, every little kid's like this, I think. I was like a little animal abuser. I wasn't like punching the animal or whipping him with my bullwhip or something, but I mean, I'd sit on my dog and pull his ears so he'd growl at me, and then I could tell him he's a bad dog. Bad dog for growling at me. So anyway, I also used to abuse chickens. You see, there was this one rooster. I really liked this rooster, man. And because I really liked it, I chased it all over the place. I mean, this is something you can larf at. And I chased this chicken all over the place. It was so much fun chasing chickens. And man, that chicken, he'd see me. You can imagine what would happen. He starts begawking and taking off. Here I come running after him. Call me a chicken pie. Anyway. And so, one day the chicken gets sick and tired of it. He says, I've had enough of that kid chasing me. Kid, you're getting on my nerves. And so, one day, instead of me chasing it, I come outside, and it starts chasing me. I'm a little kid. I'm barely as tall as a chicken. And so what am I going to do? I'm going to run for my life. I start screaming like a little girl, and I'm running so fast my shoes fly off behind me. Oh, man. And so you can imagine that becoming a regular part of my schedule. Not fun. And so, man, not cool. Anyway, one day I'm outside. I don't see the chicken anywhere, thank goodness. So, I'm wondering where the chicken is. I come inside, sit down at the table to eat. My mom's cooking some stew or whatever, soup, blah, blah, blah. And she sets a bowl at my place. And she turns to me and she says, hey, Joe, guess what? You know that chicken chased you around all over the place? He's in your stew. And man, let me tell you something. That was one of the best meals I ever had. Chicken revenge. See, that's what I do to my enemies. I just eat them. I don't bother complaining or arguing with them. I just eat them, okay? Not really, but I thought it would be fun to say that. Okay. Anyway, you know, a lot of people look at God and they think he's some dry bone dude who just sits around and just frowns at everybody. And they really think this because they look at the Bible and God's just always like, don't do this and don't do that. That's what they think God's like. And God's always just thinking about serious stuff. But the Bible's a serious book, so of course God's going to be serious in it. But the Bible says that we were made in the image of God. If we were made in the image of God, I think that means maybe God has a sense of humor too. If he gave us a sense of humor. And I think if God was a person walking on earth right now, you know, I think he'd be smiling a lot. I think every time that we crack up a lame joke, just some clean joke, I think God smiles and I think he laughs at that. I think that's what God's like. God is that type of person. And, you know, he's a pretty cool guy. He's a good friend. And he's not just old boring Joe like me. He's pretty cool. And he's a pretty awesome guy to get to know. And if you want to get to know God that way, be sure to check out this video right here. Just click on that right there, and that will bring you to a video where you can learn how to meet God for yourself and see what God is really like. God's not boring. Alright, here's one of my favorite stories too. Revenge of the Shoe roller coaster. Okay, I was at a roller coaster park. I've been walking around all day, and so my shoes were just starting to wear out. They were just starting to get, man, beat up. I think my friend used to have them before. Who knows what he did with those shoes, and I'm not even going to ask him. Man. Anyway, I was getting in line for a roller coaster, but what happened? You can guess what happened. The bottom of my shoe came off. And so I'm standing with this part off my shoe. I'm holding this part of my shoe while standing in line for a roller coaster. Okay? I get into the roller coaster, and I set the shoe down in my lap. And this dude comes by. He looks at me. He gives me a strange look, almost smug, like, my shoes don't really fall off when I get in roller coasters. Anyway, he looks at me and he says, you know, you might want to take a hold of that. I'm thinking, I don't want this. I don't care if it goes flying off and hitting something in the roller coaster. But since I'm such a good little boy, I'm like, yes, sir. And so I'm clutching this shoe through the whole ride in my roller coaster. Now that is pretty lame. Anyway, that's a pretty funny story right there. Talk about revenge. Okay, see what's next. Alright, I'm done with my funny stories. I hope you laughed at them. I hope you were larfing your head off and larfing till your sides split. But I'm going to tell you a couple jokes now. The video's starting to get kind of long, so I got to start wrapping this up. I'm going to tell you one joke, though. I'm going to try to do it quick, and then I'm going to tell you one more even quicker joke after this. So, there's these three dudes. There's a politician, a Jewish rabbi, and a Hindu priest. Yeah. Anyway, so these dudes are just cruising around the countryside. They're not a good combination at all. Don't try to make that combination. But they're cruising around the countryside until their car breaks down. And you can imagine everybody blaming on the politician. But anyway, so thank goodness they broke down right at the foot of a farm. So they walk up to the farmhouse, knock on the door. Farmer comes, yeah, what do you want? And they're like, our car broke down. Is it okay if we just stay here the night until somebody can come and take a look at it? I guess so. But I've only got 3 bedrooms in this house. 1 for me and 2 for 2 of you. So one of you is gonna have to sleep in the barn. Okay? So they agreed. They decided that the Jewish rabbi would sleep in the barn, the politician and the priest would sleep in the house. So nighttime comes, everybody settles down, goes to sleep. 15 minutes later, there's a knock at the door. Farmer gets up. He'd been having happy dreams about pigs and cows and goats and chickens. He walks up to the door, opens it up. Yeah, who is it? What do you want? It's the Jewish rabbi. He says, well, you know, I'm really thankful that you're giving me somewhere to sleep, but out in that barn, there's a pig. And in my religion, pigs are unclean animals, so I can't sleep on unclean ground. So a lot of grumbling. They get the Hindu priest to go out into the barn. Jewish rabbi gets into bed. Everybody goes back to sleep. 10 minutes later, farmer gets up. He'd been having happy dreams about pigs and cows and goats and chickens. He goes to the door and opens up. Yeah, what's wrong? Hindu priest says, well, you know, I'm really grateful that you're giving me a place to stay, but out in that barn, there's a cow. In my religion, cows are unclean animals. I mean, holy animals. I can't sleep on holy ground. And so, a lot of grumbling. The politician goes out in the barn, telling him how he shouldn't have to sleep in a barn. He's too sophisticated for that. But everybody gets in bed, goes to sleep. 5 minutes later, farmer gets up. He'd been having not so happy dreams about something knocking on his door and bothering him. And so he goes to the door and opens it. Yeah, what's wrong? At the door stands the pig and the cow. I'm going to give you about 30 minutes to see if you can get that. Okay, too late. You didn't get it. Alright, so, next joke. If you did get that, good job. Alright, this is the next joke. You can use this one on your friends. This isn't really a good joke for just telling people on YouTube, but this is a good joke you show to your friend because it's a joke that, you know, it's their fault. I mean, it's on their fault. It's on them, in other words. And so, the joke goes kind of like this. Alright, so you're going to be Bob, and I'm Joe. Hey, Bob, do you know my name? Do you know my name? Oh, yeah. What's my name, Bob? My full name? Your name's Joseph Charles Levesque. Well, yeah, Bob. Alright, so Bob, knock, knock. Most of your friends will stop there because they already think the joke's on them. But no, Bob's a pretty cool guy, so... who's there? That's it, folks. That's it, folks.